Not all pee-pee times are puppy times, but all puppy times are pee-pee times. Adjust your shorts and prepare yourselves to get kicked in the dick by the news of Google and other stuff too. My name is Ray Stone. Today is Tuesday, September 2nd, and I hope you've enjoyed my week off. I know I did. A lot has happened, so let's jump into it. We're going to start with the good news up top. Latest articles in the good news. Teen buys a bike he didn't know was stolen. Rightful owner wants to make sure he gets another. Aww. Bikers loving bikers. I just hit the road, got back from visiting Colorado, and I'll tell you what, the road is covered with motorcycles on Labor Day weekend, and they're all Mexicans from Arizona. God love them. But I didn't know the Mexicans took over the biker scene. Literally, it's like all of them, and white graybeard dudes. But that's it. I don't know what happened, but they love it. They got some cool bikes. Let's see. This teen's iPhone called 911 by itself after severe crash and saves her life. That's pretty wild. And that picture right there is a severe crash. I don't know how. Wow. I don't know how you survive that. Maybe that's a picture of a different crash, but dang. Looks like the driver's seat is the only thing that didn't get smashed up in that crash. Woo-wee. Moving on, design firm blends new tourist infrastructure into the very rock of this famous Taiwan geopark. Oh, that's kind of cool. Denver neurosurgeon performs rare surgery to help former paramedic walk his daughter down the aisle. Well, that's prioritizing, I guess. Up until now, he was fine not walking, but since there's a wedding, well, we better do a surgery so I can walk her down the aisle. Fuck it, I don't need to work. Wouldn't you be judgy if you were me? Golly. Moving on, goat-inspired forestry robot will examine trees, count species, collect ticks, and scan for historic artifacts. I didn't really get into it, but I see what they're getting at. Forestry robot. This is so smart. Why are we paying people to do this? Let's pay a robot to get out there and collect information. Maybe it'll even find the Yeti, the great white western Yeti of the East. He's invisible or not, but he's always blurry because you can't see him. Ta-da! We believe. I had a guy, I was wearing a shirt that says Keep On Truckin', and it's got the Yeti on it. And I had a guy, I was ordering breakfast, and he goes, "Do you believe in Sasquatch?" And I go, "What do you mean believe? He's real. I don't need to believe." And this was the favorite answer that man could have ever hoped for. He then came out and started to tell me about why Earth is flat. And I'm like, man, I've driven and flown too far around this planet to think it's flat. How come the horizon disappears when you're in an airplane? You retards. Let's see. Terracotta is a 3,000-year-old solution to fighting extreme heat. What I liked about this was they were talking about how when the water hits the terracotta, it carries off the heat. And it's like, yeah, okay, so it only works if it's raining. What? No, it's also very porous, and so it does stay cool in the summertime. Moving on. Most complex bridge design in the world is taking shape in Miami. It's so unique. There's nothing like it. Also, it may not hold. I don't think I'm going to want to go over a unique bridge design. I mean, don't bridges fail when they're perfectly designed? Oh, let's try this new design that we've never tried before. Because it looks like it might try to twist the bridge out of condition. Well, you know what? It'll probably be fine. Probably is good enough. This just in, beet juice lowers blood pressure in older people by changing their oral microbiome. Oh, I heard about this. Something about you can change your blood pressure by rinsing with mouthwash because it kills the bacteria or something like that. I can't remember, but anyway, well, that's enough of the good news. Let's jump into Google. Up first, just Google itself, because I wanted to show you that Congress is now back in session after the August recess, which they took a week early because of the Epstein files. Guys, Epstein, answer the fucking questions. And yet, Epstein does not appear anywhere if you look to my right or left or right. It's my right, your left. You will see the homepage for Google has Epstein nowhere on it. What does that tell me? Google doesn't want us thinking about Epstein. What does that tell me? Probably somebody in Google doesn't want us looking at Epstein. Ooh, go fuck yourself, Google. Go fuck yourself. Talk about it, guys. We want to know the one thing we all agree on in this planet, if you're not an evil cocksucker, is you don't touch kids. You let them be fucking kids. You let them be innocent and they grow up and then you send them to war to die. Everybody knows that's how kids work. Moving on, NBC News. Judge rules Trump illegally deployed National Guard and Marines to Los Angeles. Now, this is good because Trump has been acting a fool lately, just basically shooting from the hip. I had a thought the other day. I've done business with a few people, and one of the guys that I've done business with was in the weed industry, and lo and behold, he wasn't very smart at business, but he was a really nice, fun, happy guy, and he was cool to hang out with. And it hit me. This is what Trump is. If you don't know much about Trump, in his history as a professional, he has many failures. In fact, he was bankrupt to the tune of $1 billion, I think in 2003 or maybe 95. But not too long ago, within the last 25 years, he was bankrupt to the tune of $1 billion and had to get bailed out. So do we think he owes some people some favors in high places? And now he's running the country? I wanted to be on his side, but man, I think he's just shooting from the hip. I thought that maybe he knew, okay, let's just keep him busy. We'll keep him guessing. I'll keep saying stuff, and then they'll have to look over here and look over there, and meanwhile, I'll just be doing whatever I'm doing. I think he actually thinks he's doing good stuff. Meanwhile, the economy's going down the drain, tariffs are kicking in, and he's basically excusing the United States from the top economy of the world as Russia meets with North Korea and Moscow, and they talk about setting up a new bank independent of the central banking system that the Rothschilds put together and the Rockefellers put together, because they're sick of dealing with the United States. When you slap sanctions is one thing, but when you slap tariffs, that's another thing altogether. And quite frankly, nobody is going to pay the tariffs. The companies are going to suffer. The people are going to suffer. And all of the other countries aren't going to do business with us. But I'll tell you what, it tells me this. Guys, don't buy shit you don't need. You don't need it. You don't need the little spin-it gadget fidget thingies. You don't need chips. What if there were no chips? We'd be fine. And you'd be better off for it, too, because the stuff that's in chips is real bad. I had a full bag of chips the other weekend, and I got anal leakage. You figure out if that's true. Moving on, The Guardian. Trump loses again is the headline. California governor reacts to judge ruling that National Guard in L.A. violated federal law. Newsom said on X, Trump loses again. The courts agree his militarization of our streets and the use of military against U.S. citizens is illegal. You know, thank goodness there's a little bit of balance, because it does feel a lot like attempted dictatorship with authoritarian rule. Oh, something I saw looked like everybody was thinking that Trump might be sick, and then he says never felt better. Okay. A U.S. Congress returns with 1 month to avert government shutdown. Nowhere on this does it say anything about the reason they shut down early was to avoid the Epstein shit. You had to search it and find. Congress returns from recess as government shutdown deadline looms. Epstein files dominate the House. So now they're going to threaten to shut down government. Guys, what happens when the government shuts down? It happens all the time. And guess what? Nothing happens. They just took recess for a month. Did your life change at all? The price of gas fluctuated. The price of foods fluctuated. You still had to pay your rent. Life goes on. Maybe we just don't need these people. Maybe we just don't need these people. Maybe we just deal with this shit state to state. How about all the states secede and we become the divided states of America. I think I like that. More in ABC. Man charged with a murder in Houston, door knock prank, shooting of 11-year-old boy. The first article I read said he was 10. But either way, the gist is a couple of boys were out at 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night in Houston, ding-dong ditching, and as they were running away from a house, a man shot a boy dead. This Texan shot a boy dead. We're not going to listen. Oh my gosh. Okay, never mind. They just trick you. They just trick you into watching their other shit. I was trying to show you a picture of the man who shot him. Regular old 42-year-old looking dude. And he shot a kid dead for ding-dong ditching. Is this where we're at? This is it? This is where we're at? Okay, that's where we are. I guess that's what we do now. Go get some chips, boys. Here we go into the AP. Associated Press: rescuers race to find Afghan quake survivors as death toll surpasses 1,400 in an Afghan quake. I just thought this was interesting. The news headline the other day was Taliban asking the world for help. And it reminded me of our false flag where we invaded Afghanistan and attacked the Taliban because the Taliban was supposedly behind the 9/11 attacks, which it wasn't. And you might not like that opinion, but do some research. Because it was Iraq. Was it Iraq that had Afghanistan? And that had the Taliban. The Taliban was in Iraq, and we invaded there because they were terrorists. That's right. We just leapfrogged. Just hop the pond real quick because that's what we really wanted to do. Actually, we were edging towards Iran, which we finally got to attack them a few months ago. But I thought it was interesting that the Taliban is asking the world for help, and I'm just reminded that we had this whole smear campaign about how the Taliban was terrible people, but the people of Iraq or Afghanistan, fact check it, very much loved the Taliban because they actually provided them with services that they needed against an oppressive government. Moving on. More from the AP. Defunded Corporation for Public Broadcasting will get one of TV's biggest prizes as they close down. I mean, is it a slap in the face or is it an award? Here's a slap in the face. Also, we're shutting you down. But we'll see you in 3 years when somebody else gets elected, probably. Okay, BBC. I just wanted to show you the Beijing tightens control ahead of Xi's big moment on the world stage. Is it tightening control to arm women? Just kidding. Keep your panties up high and tight. I'm just kidding. But more about women. Amy Coney Barrett defends U.S. abortion ruling in a memoir. Respected the choice of the voters. I don't know if I believe that because I know a lot of women. I mean, a lot of women that I know personally have had to do the abortion. They made the choice. Some of them feel like it was a mistake, but some of them the majority of them feel like it was a necessary choice because they were faced with the rest of their lives. And they said, you know what? I'm going to have to make a decision here. It's going to be a hard decision, but I'm not ready to do this. If you're not ready, you're not going to make a good human. But also, it makes me think of this. It's all men in Congress. It's like virtually all men. I mean, you can say there's women too. Sure. Okay. There's a couple. So once again, here we are. Men are making decisions for women. Just like it says in the Bible. Guys, it's in the Bible. It's not the Bible. Moving on. Just had to search for Gaza stuff because it's also not anywhere in the news, which what does that tell us? Google doesn't want you thinking about what Gaza's doing. 5 children killed in Gaza in an Israeli strike while fetching water. Soak that up, huh? And last up, I was like, oh yeah, wasn't there a bombing? Didn't Israel attack Yemen recently and kill their prime minister, which is also nowhere in the news? Why, guys? Why does Google, why does mainstream media not want us thinking about what is going on with Israel? Israel is just wiling out, attacking everybody in the neighborhood. And meanwhile, the mainstream media is like, we don't see it. We don't see it. If we don't see it, it's not happening. It's not real. Never felt better. And last, I just Googled it one more time. Houthis confirm their prime minister killed in an Israeli strike. I mean, that's war, guys. Like, they bombed Iran. Well, we bombed Iran. And then Iran was like, don't you dare. And then they're like, what are we going to do? And the same is going on in Yemen. Well, guys, that's it for now. I hope you've enjoyed the show. It's rough out there. But go ahead and adjust your shorts, pull them back down to their normal levels. Consider yourselves kicked in the dick by the news. And we will see you on Thursday. Bye.